to any job that requires physical power to perform in combat, those physical standards must be high and gender neutral. If women can make it, excellent. If not, it is what it is. If that means no women qualify for some combat jobs, so be it.
Pete Hegseth is a win. It may not be perfect, but these are wins, and you're going to lose your momentum if you keep making this a wiener measuring contest. People go, we shouldn't have teams. Yep. Put on your cap, put on your team jersey. There is an us versus them. We need to unify. Let's stop misplacing unification. Let's unify with people who are on our side. And by that, I mean people who want to preserve Western civilization. We may not agree on everything, but instead we talk about unifying and not doing teams and political labels while we attack people who share 90% of our values. Come on, guys. Put this in context here. We're winning. We're winning back the country. Donald Trump is a win. You see what's happening with the media, it's a win. You see what's happening with big tech. And I don't mean YouTube because they're lying. We should get to that, by the way. Those are wins. Pete Hegseth is a win. It may not be perfect, but these are wins. And you're going to lose your momentum if you keep making this a wiener measuring contest. All right. Speaking of which.
It's always funny.
Secretary of Defense or of War. Pete Hegseth, who, by the way, I'll tell you, my disagreement, because I felt like we had a kinship with the forehead wrinkles. I think he got Botox.
And you're mad about it?
Well, because now I stand alone. Outside of that, I'm a fan. So he gave, and you guys have seen this, right? He gave this incredible speech. The left reacted. But here's something that people aren't telling you. It's not just, he's great, I hate him. He gave a speech that would in no way be controversial whatsoever, and as a matter of fact, would be welcomed by, and the military would rally behind. This is something that would be lockstep with most of those in the military. Throughout its entire history, the left is outraged, but recruitment is at record highs. That's what you need to know. And I talked about this a long time. You can go back to interviews in 2013, 2014. I said, look, I don't want DEI. I don't want diversity in the military unless it's incidental. I want a skull-dipping, leather-necked guy from the rural South who would be doing this on the weekend anyway, only you replace his hunting rifle with an M16 and a deer with a terrorist. That's who you want. And those guys aren't going to want to join this military if you're putting black lesbians in pregnancy suits. So, Pete Hegseth gave this speech, and we are seeing the results here. The shift, recruitment is up. For those who missed it, here's what he said at Quantico, and then we'll show you the left's reaction.
Good morning, and welcome to the War Department. Because the era of the Department of Defense is over. To our enemies, F-A-F-O. For too long, we've promoted too many uniformed leaders for the wrong reasons. Based on their race, based on gender quotas, based on historic so-called firsts. We've pretended that combat arms and non-combat arms are the same thing. The new War Department golden rule is this: do unto your unit as you would have done unto your own child's unit.
Awesome.
Would you want him serving with fat or unfit or undertrained troops, or alongside people who can't meet basic standards? And that's why today, at my direction, the era of unprofessional appearance is over. No more beardos. But when it comes to any job that requires physical power to perform in combat, those physical standards must be high and gender neutral. If women can make it, excellent. If not, it is what it is. If that means no women qualify for some combat jobs, so be it.
Yes. Of course, I'm paraphrasing, but here's how the left reacted.
In a 45-minute partisan speech to the nation's top commanders, Hegseth lectured them on fitness and grooming. He railed about so-called woke standards.
This is an unserious conference.
It came across as kind of a MAGA-style TED Talk.
This force is a volunteer force. It's built on men and women. It's built on diversity.
They've been trying to basically push out any diversity in our military, which actually makes our military less capable, less ready to defend America.
The message didn't meet the mission, and some of the things that the secretary said was using his personal book as a field manual on how we're going to fight in the future. and his favorite talking points from Saturday morning television.
Again, this man is not qualified to be Secretary of Defense, and it shows in every decision that he makes.
Hegseth seems to think that being able to do pull-ups is how you fight modern wars.
Nerd alert!
Ah, yeah, because physical capabilities wouldn't be relevant.
Hey, can you get up on that roof and pull security? Sorry, Sarge, can't do it. Okay, well, I'll die then.
What? Yeah, I guess you think me getting up on that roof is how we win wars?
Yes.
They're dead. They died while you were arguing. Diversity's your strength. So the good news is the test will be gender neutral. The bad news is most women will be eliminated by the standard of being required to do one pull-up.
You are now requiring applicants to be able to do a certain kind of pull-ups, which a lot of women cannot because of physiological differences. Are you requiring
Cass's face.
these kinds of pull-ups?
Can't fathom it.
Requiring a physical program at BFTC at Quantico because FBI agents carrying guns in the field have to chase down bad guys and do really hard work. The physical fitness standards of those agents.
So are you requiring these kinds of pull-ups?
We are requiring everybody to pass the 1811 standards at BFTC.
Our society is too comfortable, people.
Yeah.
Right, so like when you don't actually have any type of civil rights, because progress for the sake of progress, you have to look for silly shit. Literally, a civil rights issue now is, are you expecting women to go to war to do pull-ups?
Yes! Yeah. It's a big part of winning wars is being able to have the strength to lift your own body weight.
Yeah, it's like this couldn't be more self-explanatory.
It's like you do it all day long. It's like, can you get on top of the truck?
Yeah.
Get on top of the roof. I need you to go. Dude, it's every day there's something.
And it's so, when people will make this argument, they're like, well, yeah, how often do you have to do 5 pull-ups in war? It's a test. It's a standardized test to see your basic pulling strength, which is a relevant factor in the fog of war. That's why it's like to see, can you carry your pack? Can you help your fellow soldier? Can you get up on a truck? We're not saying you're going to do pull-ups in war. We're saying, do you have the basic foundational grip strength and pulling strength and posterior chain robustness to go to war? And here's the thing, if you don't, there are plenty of other ways that you can serve. And Hegseth has plenty of other plans for women in combat. By the way, she was methed out of her mind.
Why did she say wee? Sounded like a cartoon seahorse.
And by the way, references always available. Just like with the Change My Minds, I encourage every other creator to do so, please. Under Hegseth, recruitment at modern record highs. Mm-hmm. Give you an example, the recruiting goals in the Army, they were met 4 months early, and the Army's current recruitment pace is on par with immediately post 9/11 wartime recruitment, which was our highest.
That's insane.
And all it took was, hey, you're not going to have to worry about offending everybody, and we're going to make sure that your brother in arms is, first off, most likely a brother in arms and is going to be qualified to be there. Yeah. Contrast that with Biden, by the way, 2022 to 2023, missed recruitment goals completely. And then in 24, which is what the left will tell you, they actually only met the goals because they lowered the number.
Which is hilarious.
Yes.
That's how you can meet all your goals and lower crime at the same time. Just change the numbers.
And Josh, and I mean, I know you said former Ranger, but I know with Marines, it's like once a Marine, always a Marine. So you obviously served and you were there in combat, and you know how this would resonate with most people in those roles.
Yeah, absolutely. And I want to start this by going back to your recruitment numbers there. It's important to note that these recruitment numbers are coming in a time when we are in the least amount of theaters across the globe.
Right.
And we've been in decades.
Right.
And we have the least amount of deployed troops in decades. And we're meeting recruitment numbers that are close to, or if not outpacing, based on the branch of post 9/11 numbers. That was when we were at war.
Right.
When people came together, Toby Keith had 17 songs about it.
Yes. Yeah. Yes, he did.
And we're looking at wartime numbers when we're not at a war or at threat of a war, and that's huge. And it comes from a shift in attitude, a shift in leadership. It's not necessarily that it's Pete Hegseth himself. It's that men and women. I'm mostly talking men.
Yes.
They're looking, they're going, oh, dudes are in charge again.
Yes.
There's definitely a masculinity about this. There's definitely a combat-oriented mindset to this. Mm-hmm. that we hadn't seen before. And yeah, I'd be willing to do this. A lot of people were talking about. I see people in the media, always the leftist media, talking about Pete Hegseth, talking about how he's unqualified. We saw that Asian Roseanne lady doing it, and saying that the troops don't respect him. Well, then why are the numbers so high if the troops don't respect him?
Right.
Well, no, they don't respect him. Watch this speech. And we have a clip. There's at the end of his speech.
Yeah.
He gives a goodbye message and walks off stage. And I see a lot of people on the left, on Twitter, on Instagram, in the media saying, oh, they were standing in protest out of disrespect. They didn't even cheer for him. They didn't even cheer for him. They don't like him. They don't approve of him.
Right.
Imagine being called to D.C. just to be lectured by a Fox News host.
Right.
And then here's the clip that they're using.
Okay.
We are the War Department. Godspeed.
Room, attention.
So that's what they're using, and what they don't realize is they look like fucking idiots. Because, sorry for the horse language, but they don't understand anything about the military, and they're going out there arrogantly saying, "Look at them not respecting." That's literally what you're supposed to do when you're superior officer, and that's what the Secretary of War is. It is your superior officer,
right?
No matter what your rank. You're a general, great. I'm glad you got to spend some time kissing some asses out there in D.C., but your boss is Pete Hegseth, okay? When he's talking, you sit at the position of attention. You sit there, you listen, you take in what he has to say, and you show the utmost respect. When he gets up and leaves the room, when he leaves the stage, you stand up at attention and you show him that respect. That's exactly what they were doing.
Yeah.
They're doing their job, and then once he leaves the stage, they applaud. We have a clip of that too.
Oh, great.
That they don't want to show.
Attention.
See him loosen up. One guy starts clapping, then they're like, oh, okay, we can start clapping again.
So it's almost like the ultimate form of respect. It's, hey, we're showing the respect that we are commanded to show by standing.
Absolutely.
And then a bonus. That's like their encore. Hey, we're just going to do this because we like you.
Absolutely. And these people that they don't know what they're talking. I'm sick of them. I'm glad we're talking about this today because I'm really sick of people who never served, who never thought about serving, never even considered it, talking about the service and its members and its leaders as if they know what's going on, as if they know if he's qualified for the job or not. They act like he's just a Fox News host, like he wasn't a major in the infantry, like he wasn't leading troops overseas.
Right.
I'm sick. It comes down to this. I'm sick of the gutless telling the brave how they should conduct themselves.
That's a very good way to put it. Mm-hmm. And that's what they try and do, is if they can't take your life, they try to take your name. And so with Pete Hegseth, they go, he's drunk. He's got women problems. Yeah, that wouldn't be in line with the military. Also,
right?
It's like, what you mean he likes? You mean he likes some whiskey and he likes the ladies?
There's literally at Army balls, I think Marine balls and Air Force balls and Navy balls.
I like balls.
Yeah, we all like balls. At the balls and at we have a thing called the grog bowl, where all the leaders from every unit. So if it's like a brigade, every battalion leader will come up and they'll add their own alcohol to the bowl, and it's just like it's whiskey and tequila, vermouth. Somebody brings Goldschlager because they're Calf Scouts, and that's gay. Yeah, okay. And I just pissed off somebody. But they put all these different things in there,
put in a
and then we all drink it, and we get drunk, and then a few people get in trouble, and that's just it's part of the lifestyle, man. It's not like a glorification of it, but we like to have a good time sometimes. We like to let loose, and we do it better than most people do.
Yep. And you know what? I got to imagine that people, like you said, they're glad that dudes are in charge, and they're glad to know that their life is more secure when they have the person next to them who's qualified. And yes, to be clear, a pull-up or two does have some relevancy. And
that's the guy you want to work for, too, by the way. And this relates, Gerald, you can relate to this. You played football. Don't you want to work for the guy that says, hey, you need to do what I'm doing. Look at me. I'm in my 40s. I'm in my 50s. I can do pull-ups.
Yeah.
Can you, 25-year-old?
Yeah.
Can you, 35-year-old major? Mm-hmm. That's the guy you want to work. You're like, oh shit! I got a real boss in charge now.
Men want a standard. We want a pack leader.
We want to be challenged. We want a leader. Yes, absolutely.
I can tell you this, and I'm by no means any kind of a world beater, but I have no excuse to ever not be within striking distance of being in shape because of my dad. You guys have seen Pop's Crowder. Yeah. And not just he looks decent. The guy's still incline benching 110s there, and he's pushing himself. And he gets injuries, he gets some aches and pains, but I have no excuse. And so I have to do it. That's what I had set for me. And that, for me, I will tell you, is a powerful motivator.
Yeah, since you were 12, you've been preparing for that day. You're finally going to challenge him to a fight.
Yep.
It's
That's
never
exactly
come.
No.
Yeah, when he hits 75, you might have your chance.
Yes,
There you go.
exactly.
Yeah.
I'm just going to snap his bones like a toothpick. Yeah, say hi to Sally Field for me and her osteoporosis. Going to send him to meet Bill Devane.
This got real specific.
All right. And this is also, are we still going wide, by the way?
Not on YouTube.
On Rumble?
On Rumble, yes.
Okay, well, for those of you, because we're going to get to change my mind and just taking some chats from you guys, because I know you have a lot of questions. You guys have been asking us to do this. But on this specific subject, remember, the last change my mind we did was in 2022, and it was a one-off. Because I still hadn't done them for years before that, and we kind of fell in we were kind of able to do it. But that one was women should not be in combat roles. Changed my mind. So you can go watch it and click somewhere here.
Before they decreased the standard, there were women who did pass, but your question is hitting all women.
Statistically, almost none.
Almost none. That's not none.
Okay, great.
So
then why did we
still-
lower the standards?
Well, and I like what Secretary Hegseth said too. When he said, I'm not going to repeat him, but basically, if they can pass the same gender-neutral standard, then great. That's all anyone's ever asking for.
Right.
That's all. We weren't asking for, well, if the women can meet the women's standard, then they can be infantrymen. No, you have to meet the male infantryman standard, because I don't want a man who can't complete that standard either.
Exactly.
And that was happening too, by the way, for the last, I don't know, not even just Biden's term. It's been happening since I was in the military, where people were getting away with being not in shape, not being able to do what they needed to do in combat roles, and it's unacceptable.
And you know what else? It costs the taxpayer a lot of money, because they're far more likely to suffer serious injuries, bone fractures, need surgery, need additional medical care, because many women, not all, are not equipped to deal with the rigors of combat and the physicality. That's reality. Here's how you know. Take your favorite pro football team. Okay, now imagine how absurd it would be to just have the same, right? You want them to be the best team. You want them to win the Super Bowl. Okay, now put some women through the combine. Now add people killing you, not a trophy. Come on, guys. This is not difficult. Hey, if you're still watching this, you may be one of the 6 million or so subscribers on YouTube who is, for one reason or another, I don't understand it, still here. So back in the day, I would say click one of these videos and subscribe, but really just head on over to my channel on Rumble. Follow me there. I'm live 5 days a week, 11 a.m. Eastern, and I actually say the things that I mean to say. On YouTube, it's everyone here is kind of neutered, really, and there's just a general lack of testicular energy, but I mean that in the heterosexual way. Mostly.